Step 4, let go of the need to feel like it already, right? Let go of the need to feel like it's not working, to feel like, oh, it might not happen for me. Like, let go of that need to feel like it. Does that make sense? Has anybody ever gone through an experience and felt like, oh, these things aren't working. Like, why isn't it like working for me? Like, I just don't feel like it, like things are in place. Anybody ever like done something and felt like they didn't do it right, or started doing something that felt like they weren't the right person to do it? Or has anybody ever in the morning, you woke up and you didn't feel like doing the thing you were supposed to do? Like, you didn't want to go to the gym. Has anybody felt that before? So when I say feel like it, again, the only feeling that matters is your commitment. All the other feelings are lies. The mind, the body, like all of these things are going to throw, I don't feel like it today. I don't feel like going and making that call. I don't feel like jumping on that conversation with that next person. About a few months ago, I jumped on 140 phone calls. I'm a self-proclaimed introvert. I'll tell you, like, when I started this business, I was an introvert, and it was only by extrovert I was able to serve more people. I had to change how I felt. Right? I feel like it, right? I feel like jumping on calls with people. But when I saw our community, get struggling, there was just a lot of people who weren't doing things that I think were beneficial to them. I jumped on 140 calls with every single person in this community, one-on-one. And it took me 2 weeks, and the calendar was tight. Dorina remembers I was stressed every day because I was talking to so many people. And at night, I just had to charge, but I did it. And at the end of it, I was stronger, I was tougher, but the community was stronger. The community was tougher. Every single person I had a conversation with was on fire again because they know the value of my time. And also the things that I say in those calls are truth, because I've spent so much time with the best coaches in the business, right? Dr. Terry Wade was a psychologist and a HIP and an NLP practitioner. Doug McGurk has traveled the country with Tony Robbins for 3 years, one of his coaches that Tony trusted to teach other people. Mike Shine has been partnering with people for years. Mitch Dorsky, right? Studying stocks, crypto. He's been trading for hedge funds for years. Ryan McDermott has been teaching people how to, adjust their finances and their taxes. And of course, I'm a multimillionaire a couple times over from real estate, from business. So when I'm in those calls with someone, when I'm doing the Millionaire Path consultations with a person, it's coming from a place of knowledge. Hands can't recognize that didn't happen overnight, right? But I stuck to the plan that me and the other coaches committed to get us to where we are. I don't always feel like it. You're not always going to feel like it. Please stick to it. Again, that's what stick-to-itiveness is all about. The goal is recession-proof, right? Hands to camera, right? Before I go any further with this, hands to camera, if you want to be recession-proof, there's a recession here. We're not negative about it. Like, I don't give a shit that there's a recession. I'm excited. This means buying opportunity all over the place, right? We can see it right now in the stock market. We see it in the crypto market. Dude, if you buy anything right now, Bitcoin has been to 60,000 before. So it's going back, unless Bitcoin just becomes worth nothing. But there's too many things that say it's going. What about Tesla? We've seen Tesla at 1,500, right? It's at 700 right now. I know it's going back. It's impossible not to. Same with Apple. Like, these stocks, these businesses, these are huge opportunities. Hands can't foresee this. You're grasping that all of these opportunities, if they've been there before, they've got to go back there again, unless the planet blows up and we don't ever use electric cars again. Anybody think we're going back to ICE, the internal combustion engine? It's just not going to work, right? We have to go forward with electrical cars. So those companies continue to, and by the way, this is not a Tesla pump. I couldn't give a shit, although Mike does own some Tesla. So I'm talking about opportunity is here. Opportunity is today. Now, in the real estate space and the business space, I see way more opportunity, especially in business, especially in cash flowing businesses. This is how we become recession proof. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit later. And if you do want to know how to become recession proof, that's really important to you. All right. Let's continue forward with this then. Step 5, just get on with it wherever you are today. Many of the times I sit down with some of our students as we're going through these Millionaire Path consultations, and I'll be asked, well, I want to quit my job. Has anybody ever joined the mentorship because they wanted to quit their job? Anybody on the camera ever joined because they wanted to quit their job, didn't like it? Excellent. Just about everybody has said that in one of those calls. And they'll say, okay, I want to quit my job. I want to start, being a real estate investor today. That's not what I mean by getting on with it. I'm not saying quit. What I'm saying is just start wherever you are. Just start today. Just make the first call. And sometimes it is a book, when we jump into the mentorship, we do have books that we read and we do go through some process of training, but it's designed to be putting in offers within 30 days. The mentorship can put in offers within 30 days. If you're somebody who's been procrastinating and hasn't put in an offer and you've been through the mentorship, this stage, memorize it, right? Just get on with it. Just do it. The worst thing that happens when you submit an offer that you can't handle is you don't get the house. Hands can for catching this. Worst thing that happens, right? You line up your contract so that your deposit is always protected. Don't go hard deposits, like don't go hard cash, and you will be safe. So make sure that you're putting in your offers, doing the one thing that it takes to become successful. Ask. You must ask. You just Just jump in the game. So hands to the camera before we move forward. Do I have a commitment that you will ask? You'll just get on with it. We're just going to get on with it. Excellent. Powerful community. Powerful group. Every one of you is an alchemist because you take action. Tell people or not. Step 6. Should I tell people or should I keep it to myself? Who here has heard a guru say, don't tell people what you're doing? Hands if you've heard a guru say this. Somebody on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, like, don't tell anybody. You've heard these fucking TED Talks. Hey, don't tell people about what your plans are. I'm not the only one who's heard this shit, right? Is the biggest lie out there. It is the biggest lie in the industry of success. Every single guru you've ever heard say, don't tell people about what you're doing, is lying to you. That is their own emotional insecurity, and they got lucky to get to the success level that they got. They used other things like stick-to-itiveness to get to where they were going. For leverage, who here likes leverage? Unfair advantages? Anybody like an unfair advantage? Excellent. Tell other people what you're doing. Just be thick-skinned enough that if you tell a hater what you're doing and they tell you, oh, well, that will never work. Well, you see, in the past, you have experiences that you just weren't good enough. Remember the times you weren't good enough to get something done? So you don't have what it takes to be successful in this right now. Hands to camera if you got those haters, you know who they are. That's the or not part. That's the don't tell those people.